Are you ready to take your message, your business, and your life to the next level?
Want to learn from someone with more than a decade of experience, training tens of thousands of people from all around the world?
Hi, Cliff. This is Pauline from Auckland, New Zealand.
John from Calgary, Alberta.
Amy Porterfield.
Michael Hyatt.
Dan here from Dunedin, New Zealand.
Ray Edwards. Mark Mason. Mike Stelzner.
Pat from Smart Passive Income.
It's Darren from Melbourne, Australia.
Now is the time to live the life of your dreams and do the work you feel most called to do in the world.
Welcome to the Cliff Ravenscraft Show.
Here's your host, Cliff Ravenscraft.
That's right, my friends. Welcome back to another episode. And today I am excited to share something with you that I hope remains true. But I'm super stoked because I believe I am entering into yet another season of prolific content production. I get into these phases every now and then where I simply just want to create content nonstop. And it was right around springtime last year that I started firing things up again, started daily vlogging. I was Facebook live streaming everywhere. And I don't know if it was last year or the year before that I officially kicked off. It's been several years ago now that I think about it, where I started these things called the Reflection from the Front Porch. You'll hear a little bit about that in just a moment. But the funny thing is I create all of this content, and I've decided that I'm going to, whenever I do a Facebook live stream, I will almost inevitably take that live stream recording from my phone and upload it to my YouTube channel as a vlog. I have not only done a couple live streams this past week and done just exactly what I just told you, there have been times when I don't go live on Facebook, but instead set up my normal high-def vlogging gear and just create a vlog episode simply for the YouTube channel, and then I might syndicate it out or share it out in other places. And one of the things that I've decided now, many of you know that I have the Audio Journal podcast. So imagine if I'm putting out anywhere between, well, maybe as many as 5 to 7 vlog episodes a week. I don't know if it'll always be that way, although I anticipate that I will want to show up frequently with the Free the Dream style messaging because, well, of course, I've got the Free the Dream 2019 conference coming, and I want to make sure that it's top of mind on people's minds all of the time, and I want to be creating valuable content that will have a powerful and profound impact in people's lives, and it will help encourage them to say, hey, if Cliff's giving all this content for free, just imagine what I'm going to get at a weekend long event, a 3-day event with him and these amazing speakers that he's got coming. So yes, I have the heart and passion and desire right now to be creating tons of content. Of course, I've got this Audio Journal podcast, that behind the scenes podcast where I create, all kinds of audio for my true fans. It's a Patreon account it's a Patreon podcast, so you have to pay $10 a month to be able to access this private, true fan only kind of podcast. And what I've decided for those who are Patreon subscribers or the Audio Journal subscribers that get all this bonus content, there's a lot of video content I'm going to be creating. And I know that not everybody likes to consume video, especially in my audience. I happen to have an audience that primarily enjoys getting their content delivered via an audio podcast feed. And so I've taken all of the Facebook live streams and the vlog content that I've created over the past several days, and I've just created an audio version of it. So I just export the audio and dress it up a little bit, make it sound good and nice for audio-only consumers. And then I will release the audio of this video content out in the Audio Journal. Now, the thing is I make sure that, there's nothing in that audio where you have to actually visibly see what we're showing you. So, it's a great way for those who want to keep up with what I'm sharing in all of these live streams and videos. That's something that I'm doing for them. And the other thing I was going to tell you is that just today, Stephanie and I were out on the front porch recording what we call a reflection from the front porch. And it was initially going to be for the audio journal subscribers as far as the audio of this. And then Stephanie and I realized it's been on my to-do list to record a special bit of audio for the audio journal where Stephanie could share the backstory of how she started the Free to Thrive Mastermind group. So that Rusty Ryle, who is our professional copywriter, he's the guy that I trust with helping me get my sales pages written, and sometimes some of my email marketing campaigns, I may hire him to write some of the words that compel people to click through to see some of the video content or some of the other written content, or to go and check out a sales page for some of my products and services. So Rusty Ryle says, hey, Cliff, I'd love to take a stab at Stephanie's Free to Thrive Mastermind sales page for you. And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. He's interviewing some of the members of that mastermind. He's got some details from me that I shared. But he had some more questions. If he wondered if we could give him some more details. And I said, you know what, why don't Stephanie and I record some audio and we'll kind of just tell you the story of how this came about. And there'll be lots of language you'll be able to pull from Stephanie and I talking about why this group came into existence, who Stephanie is, what she's looking to help people do in this group. There's no doubt in my mind that if we were to just sit down and talk about it, you'd have a lot of material to use for the basis of writing a compelling sales page for this. So that was the intended purpose. We were going to do that anyway, but when I went out on the front porch to record a quote-unquote reflection from the front porch as a Facebook live stream, initially I was just going to sit down and talk about the power and the benefits of having a physical journal for writing down notes. And I started down that path, but then Stephanie came out after she finished facilitating her Free to Thrive Mastermind, and she's like, dude, you can't be recording a piece of content on the front porch just outside the window of my office when I'm doing a mastermind group. And we were just having fun. And you'll hear all of that in just a few moments. And then I said, hey, why don't you come out and join me? And we could even, do double duty. We needed to record something for Rusty anyway. And so we got to talking about her backstory of Stephanie's business pursuits. And I felt that, yes, this is certainly a powerful piece of behind the scenes, extra bonus content for audio journal subscribers. But then I started thinking about just you guys, the overall audience of the Cliff Ravenscraft Show, and how many of you would benefit from this. First of all, I'm talking to the men out there who are married. There is powerful insights into what you're about ready to hear if you feel that your wife has within her a platform that she might want to pursue down the road. And for the women that are listening, if you've ever felt like, man, there's something more that I'm meant to do, or I have this message inside of me that I feel led to pursue, but at the same time, I just don't know. There's too many fears and anxiety. Who am I to do this? If you've got any of those reservations that are holding you back, or if you are a woman yourself, or men, if you have a wife who has said, I just don't even know, I mean, why would anybody listen to me? I don't know that I'm all that special. I don't know that I have any dreams. What you're about ready to hear is why Stephanie has created the platform that she has created and who's been drawn to it so far. And it's a pretty powerful piece of content that Stephanie and I recorded on the front porch of our home today. Now, if you wanted to see the video of this, you could go to YouTube, youtube.com/CliffEOTC or youtube.com/CliffRavenscraft. I think either one of them will get you there. And then once you go to my YouTube channel, you can click on the playlists and look for the vlog, and it's vlog number 255, and it's being published on Thursday, March 28th, 2019. So you could go watch the video of this, or you could just listen to the audio here, either way. But I wanted to share this, instead of just releasing it to the audio journal subscribers, I figure I want to put this content out for my overall community, making it public and reaching the thousands of people who are subscribed to this podcast, who are consuming this content each week. And yes, I have several reasons for doing so. One, men, I think there's some valuable insights in here that will help you discover whether or not it'll help you. I think it will stir something within you in how you might be able to prompt your spouse to pursue some of her dreams and to find a way to spark that message that's inside of her, that goal, that dream that's inside of her. Women, I think that some of you will resonate with this as well. And also, I felt a little selfishness, but certainly not one that I feel guilty about in any stretch of the imagination. But I figure there's a lot of potential target audience members or target customers, people who are potential future members of the Free to Thrive Mastermind who listen to the Cliff Ravenscraft Show, that once you hear what Stephanie's got going on, you also might want to subscribe or apply to the Free to Thrive Mastermind group. And so those are the reasons why I am about ready to share with you the audio from the Facebook live stream that we did on our front porch today. And I think it's about 5 or 6 minutes in that Stephanie finally joins. But that's the setup. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And here is the audio now. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another reflection from the front porch. Cliff Ravenscraft here. And for just a moment, I'm going to talk to my audio journal subscribers and anybody who may be watching the replay later of this Facebook live stream. So for those of you who are listening via the audio journal, I'm sitting out here on the front porch of our home. It is a beautiful sunny day today. It is currently 67 degrees. There's a light breeze, a little bit of a chill in the air, but certainly perfect spring weather for something I enjoy doing in the spring. These reflections from the front porch. It's where I come out here and just share what's on my mind, what's going on in my life as it relates to just the abundance and joy that is afforded to us if we are only willing to be on the consistent, relentless lookout for the abundance and joy that's available. All right, so let me just share with you something that's new in my world. I think I just dropped my pen. It's not a big deal. But I went out recently and purchased a brand new paper journal, a leather-bound paper journal. And inside of my journal, I write down all sorts of fun things. And the reason why I'm excited about this, it's been years since I've had a physical journal. And the reason for that is that I used to use these as kind of like my own personal diary of things that are going on in my life. I would write into them. It'd be very detailed, a lot of very private, deep heart issues kind of things, a lot of angst that I might be feeling. I would write about those things into a leather-bound physical journal, and I probably kept it for years, and I have probably had something similar to this, about 6 or 7 of them, and I currently have all but one of them still in my possession. We would celebrate our wedding anniversary, Stephanie and I. We would go out, and every year we would dream about what we want to accomplish for the next year. You know, Stephanie and I, we are dreamers. We've been married for 22 plus years now, and every single year we like to sit down and say, what do we want to accomplish? What are our personal goals? What are our goals as a married couple? What do we want to achieve over this next year? And we both brought our journals to write in what our goals were. And the whole idea was that the next year, when we came together on our anniversary, we would sit down and we would first go back and look at last year's goals. And we would evaluate, where are we on those? How did we do? Why did we, once we evaluated where we were in those, we discuss why or how things turned out the way that it did, whether we achieved them or didn't achieve them. And then we would sit down and make a point to say, okay, well, let's talk about what do we want to do next year? Do we want to move any of these forward if necessary, or whatever the case may be? And that was That was a long-standing tradition for Stephanie and I. And this had to have happened, I don't know, I'm going to guess just 7 years ago. Maybe it was longer, I'm not sure. But we went to the Cheesecake Factory for our anniversary. And I remember specifically, there was a long wait. I went into the restroom to use the restroom, and I set down my journal, I'm sure, there at the sink. And then the next thing you know, I go back out, hanging with Stephanie in the lobby, waiting for us to be seated. We got seated and we had dinner. So we ordered dinner. We talked while we were waiting for our food. Dinner came. We finished our meal, and then we go for our ceremonial time of pulling out our journals to then sit down and review our goals and set new goals. The only problem is that, when I went to go get my journal, I couldn't find it. It wasn't in my seat anywhere. And then I realized, you know what? I must have left it in the bathroom. The only problem is when I went back to the bathroom, it was not there. Of course, I went to the desk, up front and said, hey, did anybody notice a journal that they found and report it missing? No. I called the next day. And anyway, so my journal was nowhere to be found. And I got to tell you that was a huge bummer for me. And the reason why is because, first and foremost, there was a ton of private, personal information in there. And, it's like, oh my gosh. And of course, that got me to thinking from that point forward, if I ever decide to get another journal, just how personal will I make it? Because that journal was filled with some very personal stuff. And not to mention the fact that I love having my journals. I love being able to go back and see what I had written, so long ago. And just reflecting on an earlier part of life and some of my fears and anxieties, it's always fun to see how much you grow personally and even professionally. And the things that seemed like the biggest challenges on the face of this planet, it's like there's no way I'm ever going to get through this. That you look back and it's like, that really wasn't that big of a deal. And it kind of brings some sort of understanding that you're never given anything that you can't handle in life, that everything's going to work out fine, that you're committed to seeing things through. And as long as you have standards in life, you always find a way to live up to your standards. So the long story short, I was just really frustrated by losing that journal. And I'm like, man, from this point forward, if I'm going to lose, I think that journal covered an entire year of my life. And to lose a year of documentation of your life that you've cared so much to document, that was a big deal. Hi, babe. How are you?
Not cool, dude.
What?
I'm not even allowed in the kitchen with my boots on.
Hold on.
During your calls.
Hold on. Oh, wrong view there.
Wrong view.
Hello.
Hello.
So, was I too loud for you?
Or you might as well have been sitting next to me.
I'm sorry.
Serena can hear you, and she's in Australia.
That's funny only because it's true.
I know.
Because she was on a Zoom call. So you were doing your mastermind call, and I thought I was trying to be soft, and then I got louder.
You don't know the definition of soft.
I know. I'm sorry, baby. Were you able to finish your call?
Yeah,
You could have just said, Serena, hold on, I'll be back. And
no, we just laughed at you, and it was all good.
I'm gonna go shut down this live stream.
No.
How was your call?
It was good.
Awesome. Hey, do you want to tell people about your mastermind group? This is an opportunity for you to market your mastermind groups.
Yeah, my mastermind groups.
Tell them about it. Come out here.
It's bright out here.
Oh, go get you a seat and come and sit with me.
I gotta fix dinner. Hold on, let me get
You
sunglasses.
can get sunglasses and a chair. Sunglasses and a chair. So I'm going to be joined by my beautiful wife, Stephanie, on this beautiful day. Cool. All right. So, Stephanie, I was just telling people here about the fact that I have a brand new physical journal. And I was explaining to them how I went the past several years without owning a physical journal, no longer committing to documenting my life and my thoughts and the things that are going on to a physical journal because
of the one that you lost.
Of the one I lost at the Cheesecake Factory. How many years ago would you say that was? I was guessing about 7 or 8 years.
It's been more than that
That-
because
that-
we've been here 5.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
It's probably been like
About 8 or 9 years ago, maybe 10.
it's probably been 10 to 12 years ago.
Okay, so think about that. Almost at least a decade then, I would say, since I've owned a physical journal. And I used to write a lot, didn't I? I mean, we've got tons of them upstairs where
Just not that one.
just not that one. And I was explaining, there's some private stuff. I mean, it's like I would pour out my heart. I mean, and you know the stuff I used to write to you in letters, and it's like, you think, and even some of that stuff, it's like later I regretted writing some of that stuff, didn't I?
I kept those.
Yeah. So anyway, I was explaining that I have gotten a physical journal back, but that's not important right now. I think I want to take just a moment and veer off into a new topic and talk about your mastermind group.
Okay.
So tell me real briefly here, for the folks who are watching live on Facebook and those who will watch the replay on YouTube Live, and also our audio journal subscribers are listening in on audio only. But for those who are interested in learning more about your mastermind group, what made you first decide that you wanted to pursue something on the business side of things? And what was that decision like for you?
What made me decide I wanted to pursue?
Yeah, so you have paid products and services now, and you're building your own brand because you have a message that you feel is important, and you have a target audience that you're looking to reach. So let's just assume that nobody out there knows any of this stuff, and also realize that Rusty's going to listen to this.
All right.
And he's going to use this to help write your...
So I can mark audio journal off
Yes.
when I go into make...
This is the audio journal.
Oh, looky there.
See, it's called repurposing content.
Yes. So I think for me, I've always known that I was called to do something more. Does that make sense?
Something more.
So, hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
Always interrupting me. To do something more, to do something that was more personal and more me than you.
Yep. And by that what you're talking about, the fact that we've always podcasted together since December 2005. And we started about TV shows and stuff like that. I obviously felt that there was an opportunity for ministry, and eventually turned into an opportunity for business and income generation from having a message and having an audience and stuff like that. And I brought you into a lot of those things through Family from the Heart and stuff like that. But you even toyed for a while with having your own personal podcast called Full Time Mom.
I did.
But that branched into something else. Sarah came in and you guys were doing it together, and then you no longer had your own thing. But for that season of your life, it wasn't your main concern to build that, because
It wasn't.
Your main calling was mom.
Right. When I started the Full Time On podcast, it was never about... I think a lot of people got the wrong impression of that show because it was full-time mom and I was a stay-at-home mom. That was never the intention. The intention was that as a mom, that is a full-time job, that we never quite hang that hat up. That is Megan is 19 years old and lives 3 hours away on campus at college, but I'm still her mom every day when I wake up. I'm still the person that she comes to for advice, whether she wants to follow it or not. And so while I never thought that, I never created, that's the word, Full-Time Mom with the intention of starting my platform there, I can't say that it wasn't a thought in my mind that would be a building place.
And I think the first time I remember you ever telling me, not right now, but being here, I feel like there's something stirring inside of me that one day I want to create my own personal brand, and I want to maybe a speaker. I want to maybe have my own courses and my own thing. And it was at Platform Conference.
2013.
Yeah. Was it that? I thought it was earlier than that. No, you're right. 2013. It was the Dallas, Texas one, wasn't it? So that was Lisa TerKeurst that you heard her speak. You saw Amy Porterfield. And then you heard me speak, and
I
Michael.
hear you speak all the time. You really don't affect me as much as you think you do.
Oh, wait a second. Do you really? You hear me, but do you listen to me speak?
No.
Yeah.
So.
We're just joking. She listens sometimes.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
I do.
Hey, Scott Harvey's watching. Hello, Scott Harvey.
Scott Harvey. Megan was just texting about Grace earlier.
Yep. We were just talking about them.
And so...
So you said...
So even when... I mean, because...
Back in 2013...
But going back to starting Full-Time Mom, it was... I knew that could be a platform, but I also knew that wasn't the time. I have... Since I decided to stay... Well, since we decided that I would stay home with our kids... I had a contentment in that role. That was my job. That was what I was choosing to do, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. And my episode of Thriving Mosaic later today will be about balance. And as I am starting this business and doing more things and having more things, what are my non-negotiables as from my family's perspective? What am I not willing to miss? What am I not willing to sacrifice to make my dream happen?
Yeah. Your dream of having a powerful impact and influence on the lives of women.
Yes.
Helping them embrace their true identity and experience freedom.
Yes. So...
See, I listen to you.
You do listen to me. He listens to me a lot better than I listen to him. I'm not even going to
Gina's
pretend.
here.
Hi, Gina. I hope you had a fantastic walk. So, in 2013, that was like summertime-ish, I think, that I decided that, I do want to build my own platform, and I do want to have these things and do these things. And then it was in November of 2014 that I remember asking myself and the group of people that I was sitting with that day. You had a one-day mastermind with Ray Edwards that I joined in on. And so in 2014, I remember very specifically asking, do I start this now or do I wait until my kids are gone? Not out of my house? Do I wait until all three of them are out of the house, or do I start now? And I honestly no, I didn't. I'm trying to word this very correctly. So we had on that trip, while asking myself that question, we experienced what I will describe as a childcare nightmare.
Yeah.
And within that, for me, a lot of my own personal triggers were activated, and I really struggled through that. And I made a commitment to myself and to my children, and I shared that with Cliff, that I would not leave my kids for a week, meaning a whole school week, a 5-day period of time that they were in school, anymore.
Right.
While they were in school, I will not do that. And there have been exceptions. We have gone on vacation, and we have done that. We've been on a cruise, but I haven't since 2014. I don't leave them often.
Right.
And when I do, it's something that is discussed and planned, and it helps that now they're older and can drive themselves places and feed themselves and stuff like that. But so when I'm asking myself, do I start now while I'm here and in the moment and I'm passionate about it, or do I wait? And my question was answered for me. And So I continued on in my contentment to fulfill my role and my promise to my family.
And quite frankly, that at that time, you felt like that is your calling. I mean, I didn't feel it was. It still is. Yes. And what I love about that, it's not just a contentment to fill the role of mom. Your ministry in this world, if I tell me if I'm accurate in what I'm saying and what I'm thinking here, your ministry in this world wasn't just to our children, which of course in and of itself is a powerful thing, but your target audience for your gifts that God and talents that God has given you was for our children, and specifically for all of the friends of our children.
There have been many teenagers that have crossed the threshold of this house, and
your passion has always been to what?
To invest in them the same as I invest in my own kids.
Exactly. And specifically what you've expressed to me and to several others in the past is that your calling is to create safe environments where individuals can learn how to express or to experience freedom, being who they truly are without any judgment.
Absolutely. And every teenager that has crossed my front door has experienced that.
Exactly. And so that's what you've been devoted to, that's what you've created, and you've been you haven't just been content doing that. You've been fulfilled doing that. Right?
Absolutely right.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not like you're just like, oh man, I can't wait until this season of my life is so I can really get to what's next.
Yeah, no,
it's never been like that.
No.
So the thing is you've since gone to several other events with me, but not being away so long, and
or during the summer when it's not during the school year.
And each time that you've done it, you've like, hey, let's surface this discussion of what my next season of life will be after the kids are, and it was always after the kids are out of school. Who is my target audience? What is my message? and we've had a lot of conversations about this.
We've had a whole lot of conversations about this. And so in June of 2017, our then 15-year-old son went on vacation with Cliff's parents. And he was gone for 2 weeks, right? He was gone for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that trip, they were at my in-laws' lake house in Tennessee, and Matthew was sick and he wasn't feeling well, and he really wanted to come home and not stay the extra 4 days that they were going to be on vacation. Also knowing that we were supposed to go on a trip, and so we were going to miss him, and then it would have been another week before he would have seen the two of us.
Right.
Specifically me, but
Whatever.
It was funny. It made you laugh.
You did.
It made you laugh. So on that, we decided that we were going to go pick him up. We did it round trip, which took like 13 hours. Mm-hmm. And I always tell people that car ride to Sevierville, Tennessee was the best business meeting that Cliff and I have ever had.
Yeah, hands down.
And on that car ride, we started talking about what my message is and what my platform is, and specifically using the word platform. And Cliff said, well, what are you an expert in? And I gave a very sarcastic response. I'm completely joking. And I said, well, the only thing that I'm an expert in is freedom. Like, freedom from not caring what people think about me. Freedom from living under the
expectations of others.
I was trying to find a descriptive word of what that makes me feel like when you live under the expectation of others. That suffocating, debilitating expectation of everyone around you. Freedom from breaking free of past. Just past, because it's back here, it's in the past, and there's no reason to keep focusing on it. I cannot be in the present fully myself if I'm looking behind me all of the time. And I was very sarcastic in that moment. The only thing that I am an expert in is freedom. And Cliff's like, well, why is that a joke?
Yeah. And why is the word only the qualifier there? I mean, being an expert in freedom is a pretty dang awesome thing.
Yeah. So we started talking about what products and services I could have, and what.
And who would you reach with that?
And right, who do I want my target audience to be, and what does that look like for me? And we had an amazing 6-hour drive, an amazing conversation. We got our sick kid, and I slept on the way back. It was fantastic.
Yep.
So actually, didn't I drive a little bit?
You did.
Not a lot. I did sleep on that trip. But then it was tabled.
Yeah.
That was in June of 17.
We took notes on it. We
took notes. It was fantastic, but we came home and that was tabled because it wasn't the right time. Matthew was a sophomore, Megan was a junior. Hannah's in the 6th grade.
It was tabled except for the fact of pursuing it as a separate platform beyond what you were already doing.
Right.
Because one thing that I can say is that after that trip, you began to take on that identity as the expert in freedom to a whole new level with our kids and their friends. Would you agree with that statement?
I think I would agree with that statement, but I don't know that I did it.
I think you did it subconsciously.
Right. That's what I said. I don't think I did it consciously. It became Here's the thing. I think it's so much of my identity already that it just naturally came forth.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And
because you were accurate when you say you said I'm an expert in freedom, and that is exactly what you had been doing. You have been creating an environment, a safe environment for our kids and their friends, where they can experience freedom to be who they were created to be, not who others expect them to be.
Exactly. And so I took on that. I continued to serve my children and every child who crosses my threshold, every child who climbs into my car for a ride home,
or on a field trip,
and I just continued to be myself in my everyday life.
And then something happened.
Okay, what happened?
Free the Dream Conference.
And then my husband comes home. I have an idea.
I have a dream.
No, it was I have an idea, and those words usually get me in a lot of trouble. Not me, but they usually mean a lot of trouble. And
they mean a lot of work sometimes.
Yeah. So that was in October. That was in October.
October of 2017.
And we started planning Free the Dream, and we brought an end to Family from the Heart.
Yes.
And as we brought an end to Family from the Heart, I was like, well, I still want a podcast. So what am I going to do? What is my podcast going to be? Who will my target audience? What am I going to talk about? All of that crazy stuff that runs through your head. And people were hounding Cliff left and right. When is this podcast going to start?
When's Stephanie's podcast?
When is Stephanie's podcast going to start? When is it coming? So I recorded my first episode just to tell people to back off.
She did. You can go listen to it. It's episode 001 of Thriving Mosaic.
I was just like, give me some breathing room. I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot coming up, and
yeah, I'm busy being me.
I'm busy being me, and it was. I was like, and then Cliff says, "Well, you've started now," so we just rolled with it from there. That was. I started that early 2018. In July of 2018, I joined the Next Level Mastermind with absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. Like, I still had no idea freedom. That's all I had. I had freedom. I didn't know how it was going to play out or what it was going to look like. And through some pretty crazy hot seats and questions from my peers in that group, who Chris just joined.
Chris Pavone, hey. Hello, Tom.
And so through some pretty stuttered times for me. Like they felt really stuttered for me. It clearly unfolded, and we're planning Free the Dream, and people are asking me what's next. Like, what are you doing? What are you working on? And we get down there, and I actually have something that I'm working on, and I actually have something that I can share with them. And I started the Free to Thrive Mastermind in October of 2018.
Just after the Free the Dream conference.
Free the Dream. It is absolutely amazing. I have 4 members and 2 groups. I can't even tell you how incredible it is to watch women break free. Period. You can fill in the blank of whatever it is that fear.
Fear. Tell us about fear. How is fear impacting these women, and how have they broken free from it?
So,
without any specifics of individuals.
but fear that has so a traumatic event in the past that has literally kept her paralyzed from certain activities or responsibilities or moving forward and taking control because she's so consumed by that fear. And so coming to Free the Dream and then joining the mastermind and conquering that fear and doing simple tasks that remind her that she is strong and she is in charge and she is in control, and absolutely incredible.
One thing that I'm privy to and this isn't speaking to anybody individually, there's a lot of women who can identify with this, but I remember some of your earliest meetings. There are 2 different women who have had a traumatic life experience that a lot of women have, that you personally haven't had.
I haven't had.
2 different women who have had miscarriages.
And the way that we were able to encourage and share and be open with that, and I think that a lot of times it gets glossed over, and especially when it happened for them, and just being able to acknowledge that this life was real and it meant something, and it does not need to be forgotten. It does not need to be pushed away. And the healing that comes from that. Healing is
big.
Well, you can't have freedom without healing. You can't. And so
I question whether or not you can truly have healing without freedom.
Well, you have to give yourself the freedom to heal, so that you can heal to have the freedom to live.
And specifically what I love about this, especially in that context, you have to give yourself freedom to actually feel the pain, the anger, because sometimes this is something that happens. I mean, I know this has happened specifically in one of these cases, and I've seen it happen for a lot of people. It's like they never felt free to be angry. Mm-hmm. They never felt free to have a conversation about how they felt their spouse handled this. Mm-hmm. They basically tucked this under the table. They grieved for a period of time, and then eventually tucked it under the...
I actually would disagree with those words, because I think that not being able to publicly grieve leaves you in a constant state of grief.
Okay.
So it's yeah.
But anyway, the fact is that there's been significant healing in the lives of the women in your group and the people that you've had this opportunity to connect with, and so.
And then I have one lady in my mastermind who is an entrepreneur.
Yep.
And her sole purpose of being her soul, not her sole purpose, but her draw, like what draws her to me is what she resonates with is that I am self-employed. Have been with you for
Over a decade.
over a decade, and my family comes first.
Yep.
And that's what she desires, and that's what she wants, and that's what we talk about, and I'm reassuring her she's doing it.
Did you see Dave Jameson just popped in there?
Really?
Haven't seen Dave. Hello,
That's
Dave
been
Jameson.
a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love doing Facebook Lives. So, Stephanie, the question I have, and this is more for Rusty. Rusty, by the way, Rusty Ryle is a guy he's our professional copywriter. He helps us write sales materials for sales pages and sometimes email communications to our mailing list. So he's going to be listening to the audio journal version of this.
Okay.
And he needs, some more background so that he can write up a great, compelling description on who should sign up for this Free to Thrive Mastermind and why they should sign up. So briefly tell me, what is it that these women have in common? Like obviously the Free to Thrive Mastermind is for women.
It is most definitely for women.
Okay, so men, sorry, if you want a mastermind group, you have to maybe do a mastermind group with this guy named Cliff Ravenscraft instead. But
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's a pretty smart dude.
So it's for women, but you for example, you said one of them is an entrepreneur. Is this for people who are self-employed or on the path of self-employment, or?
It is not. It is for personal development. It is for women ages probably, 25 to 50.
Okay.
Who have a desire to be in an encouraging, uplifting environment, to break free of anything and everything that is holding them back to be who they were truly created to be, designing the life that they want, living wholly in their purpose.
And what if they don't know what their purpose is? What if they're struggling
Come along and we'll help you figure it out.
So this is for women who either have a clear picture of what they're called to do in this world, but it seems like there's a lot of doubt, fear, anxiety about that, whether or not they're good enough. They're not surrounded by other people who believe in them, and they're not used to people encouraging them. This is an environment where they can come and have that safe place to figure that stuff, or to actually be motivated, encouraged to pursue that with all their heart.
We have a girl in our group who literally, we have her posting positive affirmations about herself all over her house on Post-it notes, so that when the negative thoughts start, she can counteract them with truth.
Okay, so this is where the tie-in comes in. So I have my journal here.
Yeah.
You want to hear something? This is Joseph McClendon III.
Yes.
Who Stephanie and I both know because we went to Unleash the Power Within, a Tony Robbins event. And he posted this on Instagram today.
Okay.
Do you want to, since you're here, can you read that?
Yep. A belief is just a set of words, images and experiences that made their way past the conscious mind into the unconscious mind. Anything that is repeated with emotional intensity will become a belief. Decide what you want to believe. See it and say it over and over again with excitement to achieve the life you were created to live. That's
okay. Now I will.
So the other thing I've had someone do is whenever the I can't do it and the I'm not good enough, or whenever the negative thoughts start taking control, she writes them down and shreds them.
I love that. That.
That's what we're doing.
Pattern interrupt, babe. It's awesome. So it's for people who know what they want, but they have lots of different stuff keeping them back. It's like, well, I'm not good enough, or I don't have the support. It just seems like other people don't get this. They don't understand what I'm doing. They think I should just be content, and why rock the boat, that kind of thing. So it's for women, but it's also for women who say, you know what, I feel like there's something more, but I don't know why I'm here. I don't understand what my identity is. I don't have a dream. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I was meant for anything special. I don't even feel like that special. Is your group for that person as well?
Yes.
And how would your group help somebody like that?
how would my group help someone who doesn't feel special?
Yeah, they feel it's
We
like
would give you the constant reminder that you're a badass and you are special.
all right.
Nobody on this planet is you. You are individual, which makes you special.
I need to write that into my journal because I saw this on Instagram today, and I'm gonna find it as well. Oh, I can't because my
Can't, because your phone's up
my
there.
phone is right there. That was funny. Justin Barclay.
Why just women? Because I'm a woman.
Yep.
It's simple as that. I'm a woman, and I fully, wholeheartedly believe that this is something that men need also, but I don't believe that I'm the one to get them there.
Yeah. So
what was it you saw on
So
Instagram?
it was something about there is nobody else, there is no other you out there, and that is your superpower.
Yes. Oh, what is your superpower?
Yeah.
Is that what you're?
was
Isn't that
some-
what Winston asked?
No,
in
it wasn't. That wasn't Winston. This was
Okay.
Justin Barclay. It was something different, but it was something. You're the only you in the world, and
Right.
that is your
And
superpower.
that right. Absolutely. We all are called for a purpose. And not all purposes are the same.
You know,
I'd say we're individuals for a reason.
I have not got this language from you, but I've been telling a lot of people about your mastermind group, and
Okay.
and I'm going to run this by you. I've probably told about 80 people in San Diego.
I'm sharing it with the world, but let me check with you first.
Exactly.
Or now.
So here is what I have been telling a lot of people. I've been saying,
You
what's
gotta
wrong?
wrap this up, dude. You got a call with Megan in 5 minutes.
Megan's watching us. Megan, I might be a little bit late. I'm just kidding. We'll wrap up here shortly. So I've been telling people that Stephanie runs a mastermind group, and it's for women. And I talk about the freedom, freedom from performance-based Christianity, freedom from traumatic past, sexual abuse, freedom just to discover who you are or to embrace who you are fully, freedom from the expectation. So I get all of that.
Yes.
But I've also said, if there's one thing that I think, this may not be a description of every woman, but certainly if a woman fits this description, this mastermind is a great fit. And I've said it's for women who have devoted a majority of their lives investing in and supporting the dreams of everyone else but themselves. And that may be their children, which is not a bad thing. And it may be their husband's dreams, and that's not a bad thing. But at the expense, unfortunately, and that is the bad thing.
That is the bad thing.
At the expense of their own dreams.
I would say yes, but I also have two younger women. They're younger than me. Who maybe we can keep them from losing themselves in the, we can keep them sacrificing themselves to care for those around them.
Yes.
We just last week we were telling one that it's okay if not everything gets done. Stop and breathe and just calm down and not, the world will not end if everything does not get handled exactly the way you believe it needs to be handled. And if it does end and you're still standing, that is a miracle within itself.
Exactly. Awesome. So Stephanie has this group. It's the Free to Thrive Mastermind group. She has two of them. It is a group that meets every single week, and it's $250 a month for membership. It's an investment into your personal and professional growth, becoming all that you're created to be. Stephanie creates this amazing environment where you are free to thrive. Maybe that's why you named it that.
Maybe that's why I named it that. I think I named it that just because I wanted to stumble over the words every time.
Yeah.
And,
Awesome. Well, baby, thank you so much for joining me for this reflection from the front porch.
You're welcome. But your reflections can no longer happen between 2 and 3 on Thursdays.
I get that.
Also, you would be off limits between 11 and noon on Thursdays.
Fair enough. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You know what? I'm not even going to go on with any more about my journal, except for the fact that I do have a physical journal again, and I'm happy to have a physical journal again. And maybe at some future time I'll talk about the benefits of a handwritten physical journal and why I'm so drawn to it. But I think that we've covered enough in this Facebook live stream, which will also be a vlog episode on my YouTube channel, and which is also now an audio journal episode. The audio journal, by the way, is a special...
I'm going to go get a chocolate bar.
Enjoy your chocolate.
Thank you.
I love you.
Bye, everybody. I
Bye.
love you too.
All right. So, and Gina says, Stephanie's mastermind is worth every penny, she says.
Thank you, Gina.
All right. So anyway, the audio journal is a audio podcast that I do. It actually has all of the audio from my Facebook live streams or my vlog episodes, but there are also special private audio journal subscriber only episodes that I put out there, giving some behind the scenes stuff of what's going on in life and business here in the Ravenscraft household and business. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon, and I appreciate you guys. Stephanie's Mastermind Group, you can learn more at StephanieRavenscraft.com. Just go to StephanieRavenscraft.com or ThrivingMosaic.com. No, go to StephanieRavenscraft.com. StephanieRavenscraft.com is where you'll find information about the Free to Thrive Mastermind, except for the fact that there's no sales page except for just click here to apply. But Rusty, our great friend and copywriter, he's gonna be submitting some sales copy for me soon, so that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, it's an incredible experience. If there are any guys out there or anybody who maybe you're full-time self-employed, or if you've got the day job and looking to just find a way to take your message and build a platform on the side, whatever the case may be, as a business mentor, life coach, and motivational speaker, I also facilitate some mastermind groups. You can email me, cliff@cliffravenscraft.com, and ask me what I have available. That's cool. And of course, Stephanie and I both will be hosting an amazing conference yet again this September, our second annual Free the Dream conference. You can learn more about that at freethedream.com. Until next time, my friends, I encourage you to take every single area of your life to the next level. Thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye.